Greetings YouTube, Fuzz here once again with more Final Fantasy XII, and the plan today is we start to undertake a lengthy side quest which will eventually lead to a brand new and powerful Esper, along with a couple of hunts and some other rewards as well. So I hope this episode is helpful to you. Stay tuned. Okay, so from the SIDEQUEST save crystal, you want to basically head northwest and into the Deadlands. There is another orange crystal there which I've already found, so to save time I'm just going to port straight there. And this is where we're going to begin the side quest that we're about to undertake. At least that's the plan so far anyway. So let's bring the map up here. Can be a bit of a confusing area unfortunately. While we're here in the Deadlands, I wouldn't mind showing you a couple of chests that can spawn one time only. So just to the south of the orange crystal, I'll just show you on the big map where that is. So if you're coming up from SIDEQUEST, you've got the blue crystal there. Then make your way through. Pause this video if you need to see the map. And then up to the orange crystal, which you'll want to touch as soon as possible. And then just south of the orange crystal, we get the Mythical Blade item. There's some other treasures around here as well, but you know they're not one-time spawns. You can get those as many times as you want. And then we're going to head into the next area. I do recommend equipping ribbons all around here if you have them, if at all possible. Then we're going to explore the next area. There's a few chests that can pop, including some more one-time spawns. So there can be an item down here. Just watch out for the traps, of course, as always. You might just get Gil out of this one, though. There we go. Anyhow, I'm going to show you mostly the one-time spawn chests, because obviously they're the ones that are going to be useful, as they say. So just a bit further up, there's another chest. A bowline sash. Okay, fair dues, fair dues. And then I believe there's a hidden path around here. So let's just have a look. Yes, there it is. And this can potentially lead to another chest as well, which it has. This is another one-time spawn containing warp, so you do not want to miss that one. And then we go to the end of this area. Just watch out for these traps, because as I've said, they're very, very nasty around here. See? If you can cast float, then you can avoid them altogether. And there could be a chest up here, just a normal chest, so don't worry about trying to find it too badly. And this is also a normal chest. But then down south here, there's another one-time spawn. Right down here. And oh, it hasn't spawned for us. The actual chance of this one spawning is 25%. It contains an opal ring, so it's up to you whether you think it's worth it. So just heading into the next area where there's another one-time spawn. That opal ring, by the way, negates reflect magic, so it's obviously useful in some, you know, specific situations, but when it is useful, it's very useful. And we're going to head up this crevice here. Hopefully the chest will be there. It is 100% spawn, so I'd be surprised if it wasn't. There we go. A cross scale. Good stuff. And that's all the one-time spawn treasures from up north of the orange crystal. So we're going to head to the other side of it now. Righty-ho, so here we are in the area with the blue save crystal. And what we want to do at this point is, we'll just slow things down a touch, speak to this NPC here known as the Quiet Numo. And we'll get some dialogue, and we'll also learn that his name is Macleo. He doesn't like being snuck up upon, apparently. So this is Macleo. He says, I await the coming of a hero, one to destroy the creatures sealed in Nabudis. We foresaw the coming of a hero, and by way of preparation, I bade my disciples fetch the keys that will break the seals within Nabudis. So straight away we get an idea of what's going on here. There's a place called Nabudis with some creatures sealed away, and we're going to be discovering how it is those seals can be broken. Rokenmu and Rokenmu are loyal, but it cannot be said they are quick. You may yet see them returning from this task. So that's all we need to do. We need to then just speak to him actually, a couple of questions. Although I don't think you have to do this bit. Okay, so we learned that he's waiting for some keys. And that's about it. Right then, so now we need to go and find some stuff. We need to go and find some fragments in order to form some medallions, because it's the medallions, you see, that this guy is after. So it is important that we come and speak to him. That'll actually officially kickstart the side quest itself. Okay, so we need to collect 3 fragments: the blackened fragment, the dull fragment, and the grimy fragment. So you should already have the blackened fragment if you've been following my walkthrough, but if you haven't, or if you've missed something, you need to complete 3 hunts. Number 4, the waterway haunting, where you have to defeat the wraith. Number 6, the lost in the pudding hunt, where you have to defeat the white moose. And right down the bottom there's an elite hunt. Where is it gone? There it is. Number 34, crime and punishment, where you have to defeat Orthros. All of those are available as video guides on the channel. If you look in the playlist of Final Fantasy XII, you'll find them. And once you've defeated Orthros, the third of those 3 hunts, then you'll be given the blackened fragment. Right, so next up then we're going to have the dull fragment and the grimy fragment. So you'll need the sluice gate key for the dull fragment, which if you've just completed the previous 3 hunts, you'll have, because you get it after defeating the white moose. So then you're going to want to make your way over to the Garamseath waterway. Once more, we seem to do a lot of stuff in there, don't we? Where we're going to be turning things on and off again. I'm sure by now you know how to reach the Garamseath waterway, so it's just at the top. The entrance is just at the top of Lowtown, and it's the right hand door that we use. The left is blocked off, and then we're going to make our way down. At least that's the theory. We seem to be getting stuck already. And into the central waterway control area. Okay, and so first things first, we need to make sure that everything here is turned off. So this is where you'll need the sluice key. So we need all these lights switched off. And then we're going to have to interact with these in a specific order. Unfortunately, you do have to get these somewhat lengthy cutscene animations on each occasion. And they're not skippable, sadly. Right, so you want to be starting off to do this puzzle with a situation where everything is switched off, so there's no lights on the floor, nothing like that. Just get rid of the map for the time being. And we're going to start over here with number 11, the waterway control. We're going to turn this one on, like that. And it's going to seem pretty strange, the order that we're doing this in, but trust me, it's the only way. Number 4 here, we're going to do the same thing. Come on. I get it, the gate's shut. I have to stare at it for a minute. And now we're going to turn the light off on this one, even though we've just turned it on. Just a couple more to do. Oh, dear me. Right, now we're looking for number 3. We're going to turn this one on. Just one more after this one, I promise. And then finally, we're going to head back over to number 4 and turn it off. And that should be the final one. We need to listen out for a clicky sound. There you go. There's the click. And then somewhere around here there should be a nice shiny object. Of course, to loot, it might be on the other side. Yep, it's just by the gates that we were messing around with. You can see the shiny object. And there we have the dull fragment. So then there's only one more fragment to go, and that's the grimy fragment. And now for this, we're going to head back to Lowtown and then head over to old Dallin's place. And now we're going to have to speak to some NPCs in very specific order, or this isn't going to work. So hopefully you've spoken to the dude, where was it, in the Nebraya's Deadlands, Mark Leo. If you haven't done that, then this next NPC isn't going to appear. But going to old Dallin's place. And we want to speak to Rokenmu, or Rokenmau. Dallin, this isn't one of the children you were telling me about, is it? As a matter of fact, it is. Varn, I want you to hear what my friend has to say. I think you might be able to help him. I am Rokenmau. I have come from Nabudis to visit an acquaintance of mine, a man in whose care I left a most important object. Sadly, it would seem he succumbed to disease and passed away. Only just recently, as Dallin tells me. He must have known his death was near, as he took measures to see that the object would not fall into the wrong hands. I am most grateful. He split this object in 4 to lessen the chance that any one person might come into possession of the whole. One of these he gave to Dallin, who has just now returned it to my keeping. The whereabouts of the others are not known to me. What I do know is that one of the 3 was given to a person and the other 2 were hidden. I'm sure what I ask of you now is clear enough. I need you to find these objects and bring them back to me. This is not a thing I would normally ask of a perfect stranger, but Dallin tells me the children look up to you. Their knowledge may be the key. When I am in possession of all 4, well then, we shall consider that when the time comes. The man I came to see lived in the North Sprawl. His house is vacant now by all accounts. I'm not sure precisely where it is, but it may be worth the effort to locate it. There might be some clue to aid your search. Oh, I've nearly forgotten an essential detail. The item I'm looking for is a medallion. Should you find something that might be a part of this medallion, pray bring it to me, my boy. Okay, so we've already collected a couple of the fragments, but we won't tell him that for the time being. He doesn't need to know, does he? So we're going to head back out of old Dallin's place at this particular moment in time. And now we're looking for an NPC named Philo. If we don't find Philo, then we can't access the next NPC which we need to speak to. So somewhere around here we'll locate Philo or Philo. Just chat to all of these, because sometimes names don't always become names until you do so. Oh, there we go. You're looking for a medallion, Varn? What a coincidence, so are we. The street ears are saying that there was this man that used to be a sky pirate. He came from Nabudis and was living in a house in the North Sprawl. They say he was weak even when he got here, and finally he up and kicked. But he has this medallion, see, really important to him. Only since he knew he was on his last legs, he hid it away. Never told us all where. So there's a hidden medallion, what was owned by someone, what may have been a sky pirate. What better quest for the Buccaneers Brigade? Me and Kite split up and looked for it, but it weren't nowhere in Lowtown or any of the shops up in Rabanastre. That just leaves the city streets, what still needs searching. Got any ideas? Okay, so now that we've spoken to this individual, Philo, the next NPC we need to speak to is going to also be available for us. So next up, back in the main city of Rabanastre, we're just going to head into the through the southern gate and into the main plaza. So this should be Southern Plaza, yep. And if we head up to the fountain area, we're looking for a curious woman. This one here. Now the curious woman won't be here if you didn't speak to Philo. Doesn't look as though I'll find anything today. I beg your pardon. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Do you need something? Do you know me? I have this condition. I don't know who I am or why I'm here. I simply can't remember. Maybe talking to you will help. Okay, we're listening. I must have been out walking in the desert. That's where I awoke. Fortunately, I could see the city gates, so I made my way here. But with no money, I've had to resort to selling odds and ends I find in the fountain. And I still can't answer the question, who am I? The only thing I can recall is that someone gave me this necklace. A Rabanasta make, judging by its style. It is my only memento. The rest is a blank to me. The necklace itself seems quite ordinary. I would not expect it to have come from an armour shop or the like. If I could find out who had given it to me, perhaps then I would remember more. Won't you help me, please? Okay, so that's all we need to do. Speak to the woman. She's got nothing else to say to us at this particular moment in time, so we're going to bring the map up. And next up, we're going to head to the bazaar. The Muthru Bazaar, as it's known. So let's just speed things up as we speed around here. Whiz whiz. And in we go. Right, so we're looking for a Bangar merchant who's just around this location, I believe. Aren't you? Ah. Okay, so this is the merchant we want to speak to, and we want to ask about the necklace. A necklace? No, I don't think... Wait, one may have passed through my shop. What kind of necklace did you say it was? Yes, that sounds like the necklace, alright. Sold that one to an Imperial, I did. Maybe you know the one who used to pace about the second floor of the Sand Sea like he owned the place. Well, that was before the order came down, barring the Imperials from frequenting the tavern. I rarely see him there at all anymore. No doubt he's found a new place in town to while away the hours. I'm sure you could find him, with a little legwork. Right, so you can tell what kind of quest this is, can't you? Run backwards and forwards all over the place. So once we've spoken to that Bangar fella, we're going to head over back into the next area, or the previous area, whatever it is you want to call it. We're heading over to the magic shop, actually, at this point. Ugri's Magics is what you want. And then we're going to be speaking to the soldier just over here, the Sotted Imperial. And then we're going to ask about the necklace. Necklace? What's this about a necklace? And then we're going to tell him about the woman near the fountain. So, this woman who's forgotten who she is. This necklace is hers, is it? Alright, boy, here's what you're going to do. Bring her here. I want to meet her. If you're telling the truth, then we'll talk about this necklace. And if you're not, well, no telling what might happen to your little friends in Lowtown now, is there? So before you go slipping out of town, be sure to say goodbye to your friends. Right then, so... more running at this point, unfortunately. Now we're going to be making our way back over to the previous NPC. If you're thinking I'm talking about the curious woman by the fountain, well, you're mistaken on that, I'm afraid. We're actually heading back over to Lowtown. And we're going to speak to Philo once we've made our way inside. Nearly done with this now, I promise. So now we're going to choose the first option. And then we tell him about the Imperial. The Imperial wants to talk to her. You think he might know who she is? Well, I guess there's not much else to be done. You said he's waiting up in Ugri's Magics, right? Yeah, go on ahead, we'll meet you there. Unless you want to come with us right now, and we're going to choose sure, let's go. You sure you ain't keeping something for me, Varn? Never mind, I'll just ask Kites later. Well, I'll see you there, okay? And now we go through a bit of scenery. And, look where we've ended up. Back at the SIDEQUEST Imperial. So we can speak to him again. And why you give me that look, boy? Don't tell me you brought this woman of yours. Well, let's see her then. Is it really you? Shiel? I could have sworn I'd seen you, but I thought it must be my eyes playing tricks on me. She told us everything. She came from Arcadia to visit her brother. Then once she got here, she went for a walk in the desert to see the sights. But she passed out from the heat, and that's when she lost her memory. One of my friends visited Rabanasta, and she said she'd seen my brother wasting away in the pub. Ah, so these two are siblings. Gotcha. With Lord Vaina's counsel, I knew my brother would never get away with that for long, so I left for Rabanasta as soon as I could. So you came all this way to set me straight? Well, that settles it. From now on, I'll take pride in my work. I've been thinking about doing just that for a while. And well, if this isn't the perfect time to start, I don't know what is. Thank you ever so much for your help. I only wish there was some way I might repay your kindness. Didn't you say something about finding a part of a medallion in the fountain? How about that? Well, I don't see why not. Though part of a broken medallion hardly seems a fitting gift, and I've only the one piece. That's okay. Me and Kites didn't do much anyway. You should take it, Varn. You were looking for a medallion, weren't you? Yeah, Varn. You're just going to bring it back to whoever was trying to find it anyhow. You should take it. Well, if that's settled, I'll give this to you then. Thank you so much. And finally, we get the grimy fragment. And now we're going to head all the way back once again into Lowtown. We're nearly done with this first medallion. Down south here. Usual way. And you probably guessed what we're doing in here now. We're heading back to old Dallin's place and telling that other NPC that we've got the fragments for the medallion. Oh, you found the dull fragment of the medallion. Well, are you going to hand it here or not? Yeah, here you go. Thank you. I cannot imagine what you've endured to obtain this. You have my gratitude. Ah, ho, you have found the blackened fragment of the medallion. Are you going to hand it here or not? Here you go. Thank you. I cannot imagine what you've endured to obtain this. You have my gratitude. So patronising this guy, isn't he? Repeating himself. Oh ho, you have found the grimy fragment of the medallion. Well, are you going to hand it here or not? Here you go. Thank you. I cannot imagine what you have endured to obtain this. You have my gratitude. And with all three done, that is the fourth and final fragment. These once made up the Medallion of Bravery, forged in Nabudis, you know. Such medallions were only given to those who had demonstrated their bravery. I should think you have proven yourself, yes. Should the mood strike you, you should come to Nabudis. If he also deems you worthy, we may have a new medallion bearer, yes. Well, it's high time I be off. You have been a tremendous aid, my boy. Thank you. Curious fellow he is. I wonder what all this business is about, eh? Still, you've come this far, my boy. Might as well see it through. And that's the first medallion part of the side quest finished. So next up, we've got to head over to Old Arcades. Right, so here we are in Arcades, and what we want to do here is make our way over to the magic shop. We're going for the second medallion of the three now. Don't worry, the next two are much easier than the first. At least they're quicker, I should say. There's a little bit of running around for this one, but not as much as the first. So we're looking for one of those familiar NPCs. There it is. This is Roken Mu. Where could my moon silver medallion be? Where? Someone inquire. You would hear my plight? It is sad, though common. I needed money. Unthinking, I sold my moon silver medallion. I must have it back. I have need of it, but the man to whom I sold it, one Otto, is missing. Right then, so that's all we need to do in order to kick the quest off for this second medallion. So now we're going to make our way over to this Otto fellow. And in order to reach him, we need to head over to Old Arcades, which is just the next place over. So just north up here will take us into the area itself. Just have to make sure we get into the right place. Yes, so we are in the Alley of Muted Size. And if we head over to the east, we're looking for an NPC known as the Proper Gent, or something along those lines anyway. It's to slow things down a touch. And he's going to be sitting on a wall. That's Jules, definitely not him. So it could be around here. Ah, okay, this is it. So I've already spoken to the Proper Gent in the past, which is why his name's come up as Otto. This is the one we want to speak to. See this? 'Tis a wedding band of moon silver. You didn't have to give me this. Why, your words alone give me joy enough. What are you staring at? Something against cross-class relations? You think that two people from different backgrounds can't share true love? I'll have you know that when I first came down here, it was her who took me in. Without her, I'd still be in the gutter somewhere, friendless. Kindness like hers you won't find up there in the city. Mark my words, there's no place for it. Can't you see? Or are you blinded by your chops? So I said, to the underworld with class, to the underworld with status, and I proposed. Her favourite stories, The Prince on the Moon. See? So I'm giving her a ring made of moon silver. What? You don't think that's Roman, eh? You're looking for moon silver? A medallion? Well, why didn't you say so? I had to take a chunk off for the ring, but if this will suffice, it's yours. What a very strange person. But we got what we needed. So with that in hand, the moon silver medallion, we're once again going to be returning to the normal arcades as opposed to the old arcades. Around we go. And we're going to head back to the magic shop and give the medallion to the NPC that is after it. Back up the stairs, and here we go. I have asked that you not make me speak of this. I told you, I sold the moon silver medallion for... What? You found the medallion? Might I? Might I, please? Yes, we'll give it to him. Oh, I thank you. Without this, I would have been in great disfavour with the Frog King. But what is this? It is broken. No, this is most unusual. A piece has been taken away, yet the medallion is somehow stronger. This warmth, this is true love. I believe this medallion has been in the presence of a great love. Though its form be diminished, it is rather as if it had been made whole. I return now to the king. I am in your debt, my gratitude be with you. And we're done with the second medallion. So next up we need to head back to the first area, which is the what's it called, that place? The Nebraeus Deadlands. That's it. I had a bit of a mind blank there. We need to go back to the Nebraeus Deadlands and back to the blue save crystal where we spoke to the original NPC, Macleo. So I'll see you there. Right, so to get the third medallion, we're going to be starting back here at the blue save crystal, the Nebraeus Deadlands. And once again, we're going to speak to Macleo. I've spoken with Roken Mao and Roken Mu, and we are in agreement. The hero we have waited for is you. The Medallion of Bravery has spoken to Roken Mao, and the Medallion of Love to Roken Mu. They both speak your name. The keys must go to you. Two years ago, Nethersight destroyed the city. From the whirling mist left in the wake of destruction, 3 fell beasts emerged. Humbaba, Fury and Chaos. Beasts with strength enough to lay waste to the entire world, loosed by human rage. We survived the fall of Nabudis and found the beast waiting. After a battle spanning many days, we at last sealed them within the ruins. We changed the keys of the seals into medallions, secreting them away where they would remain safe. But the mist in the ruins grows deeper with each passing day. In time, the bonds will weaken and break. We will not be able to repel them again. We must see the medallions in the hands of a hero who might defeat the beasts. The prophecy foretold the coming of a hero, and a hero is come. I know this quest is quite chatty at the minute in terms of lots of dialogue, but as you can probably guess, there's going to be a whole bunch of fighting to do in a short while. The Medallions of Love and Bravery have named you that hero. Only the Medallion of Might remains. In fact, it waits here in the Nebreus Deadlands. The Medallion of Might rests within a small shrine in a holy place we call Overlooking Eternity. There it waits for the hero to find it. Once a bridge rose from here to that holy place, but it is no more. You must cross the Deadlands afoot to reach it now. By reaching this holy place, will you prove you are worthy of the Medallion of Might, hero? There, in Overlooking Eternity, we will await your coming. Roken Mao, Roken Mu, let us go. Okay, so we need to make our way across, but obviously the bridge is gone, so we're not going this way. But there is a secret way we can travel. So we're going to speed things up and make our way into the next area. If you've done the hunt, where you have to defeat the mark known as Roblum, again, video on my channel showing you how to do that, then you've got to go to the same place basically. Grab some of these treasures if they're going to be on the way, may as well. And I believe it's the area just below the other crystal that we need to get to, if I remember correctly. So not this next area we're going into, but the one just above it. Yeah, goodbye. Oh no, it is. This is one area. Okay, fair enough. Right then, so I believe it's around here, just to the left of this rock. There we go. And we have to go through the mist area, so there's some enemies to fight. And some traps to avoid if it's all possible. Okay, and we're looking for a monument actually. Grab the treasure. 4,000 gil. Don't mind if I do, not that it really means too much to me anymore. Since I think, you know, 7 million gil is plenty. Even when I'm using gil toss frequently, my gil is no problem whatsoever. Mainly because we have the little trick that I showed you, where you can put on the Buccaneers accessories on 6 characters and power through the initial trial levels, and you have more gil than you ever need, quite frankly. So we'll head to the next area. Remember, these guys score very, very frequently. So just try and bear that in mind. You can easily get overwhelmed if you're not careful. But at least it helps having red axe, doesn't it? The thing about these guys is you do not feel too good change. pain through the battles here anymore. Of course there is. Right, that's got to be all of them now. Nah, what, are you having a laugh? Oh, good XP though, isn't it? Should have stuck some of the embroidered signets on, really. Good farming spot. Come on. Right then. This is where we needed to reach. Ah, the one chosen by the Medallions of Love and Bravery visits us. You will find the third Medallion of Might within this shrine. Take it. Ah, Love and Bravery. They too are keys. Keys which grant access to the great beasts that wait in the necrohole of Nabudis. Take them. So we obtain the Medallion of Bravery, the Medallion of Love, and eventually... That you are here at all is proof enough of your worthiness. The medallion that sleeps in the shrine is yours. Seeing the medallions in the hands of the chosen was our final task. Now we may rest. Slay Humbaba, Fury and Chaos, the latter of which of those by the way is an Esper. Restore silence to this necrohole Nabudis is become. Do this in our memory. And there we have the Lustreless Medallion as well. Great stuff. And so that pretty much brings us to the end of this video, because we've now got all 3 medallions, and so we can actually head into the necrohole of Nabudis and take on the beasts that are spoken within. So I hope you're going to come back next time as we have a go at doing so. And if you've enjoyed watching today's episode, if it's been helpful to you as well, then please do go ahead and leave a like and come back soon as we carry on with more Final Fantasy XII. Thanks for joining me today, guys. See you soon.